The 2018 National Legends Cars Championship is sponsored by Dyno Rod.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Pembrey for our second programme for this weekend, the MRF National Legends Cars Championship with Dyno Rod. Completely different conditions, the sun's out now. Yesterday's racing, of course, in monsoon-like conditions. Steve Whiteleg taking the overall meeting win. Race wins for Si Harraway, his first win in the Formula. Jack Parker and John Mickle winning the final.
Here on day two, the race one result saw Si Harraway take a second win. Miles Rudman second from Will Gibson, Sean Smith, John Mickle and Nathan Anthony wrapping up the top six.
Si, congratulations on winning the first race of the day. Yeah, you wait half a season for a race win and then you get two. So the key thing is that you've won one in the wet and one in the dry. So you know whatever the weather is now, you can take a Legends win away.
Yeah, I mean, I'm over the moon. It's been a long learning process for us, but the stars have aligned this weekend and it just seems to be going right for us. And particularly in that last one, Craig just thought let down on the tyre pressures. It was drying a bit and it was a good move. So I think we had the jump on everybody at the start. And it's all well and good winning one off the front, but from the back, that's yeah. I don't know what to say really. I'm just a bit gobsmacked. It just hasn't sunk in really.
Just to put a little bit of perspective around it for you, in Legends days of old, we used to get first-time winners generally coming from race 3, where guys hadn't had so much luck in the first 2 races, and then obviously getting a little bit of a run off the start. But you've certainly bucked that trend. Yeah,
I mean, I've always loved racing in the rain, so yesterday didn't faze me at all, and I've got full confidence in the car. I know it's on point every time I go out there, so I'm just in a happy place, as they say. So it's just get in there, let it all hang loose and have fun.
And Scarlett looked like she enjoyed it. I'm going to come to Scarlett. And how proud of you of your dad taking his first 2 race wins in Legends? Is it good?
Yeah.
And what did you say to him after he won his race?
Well done, you did really good.
John Mickle taking his second win of the weekend in race 2. Will Gibson second from Nathan Anthony. Paul Simmons in 4th ahead of James Hall-Morton and Si Harraway.
John, we caught up with you at the end of yesterday, winning in the wet, and we're looking forward to the third race today. They say men can't multitask, but you win in the wet and the dry.
I think we've been a bit lucky this weekend. I mean, it was, as you see, yesterday it was gale force winds and heavy rain, and today it's just a different day. It's glorious sunshine. It was a bit greasy first thing this morning. We had some problems in the first race and we got through them, so that was the result. And the car was really strong. The Case-Hill car was really strong in that race, and it was nice to again put it on the top step.
Have you done the maths? Do you know where you are in terms of points going into the last race this weekend?
Well, we're more than we was before the start of the race. I'm guessing, don't hold me to, I reckon we're about 700 points in front. So I just need to finish the last one without no problems, and Brands actually might be a bit easier than last year.
So our first 2 races of Sunday are complete, and we're looking forward to the 6th and final race of the weekend. Preparations going on in the paddock. Change of driver for the number 5 team car. Mike Borner heading over to David Ward.
Dave, we spoke to Mike yesterday, your teammate. This is a team car, so he was racing in the 2 races that we saw from yesterday. You've taken over the car today. It's the car that scores the points, isn't it, for the championship?
That's right. It's a team car, so anybody can drive it. The rules are that at least one other person has to drive it at one other event. But I'm lucky enough to have 2 goes in the car after the Brands earlier in the year.
Mike's left it in reasonable fettle for you for today.
yeah. It was a bit dirty after yesterday in the rain, but no, it's fine. It's going really well. Thoroughly enjoyed it. We started at the back. We set 3rd fastest time today in that run, so I was really pleased with that. Didn't move through the field very quickly. Unfortunately, a little off as well. So, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Out of the 3 of you that share the car, obviously it's Mike's son Lee and yourself. You're the one with the most Legends experience going back a few years now. So, is there a sort of mentoring role that you play as well?
Not really, because Mike's done enough racing over the years. We've known each other for the best part of 30 years, probably, in the Formula we did before. And so teaching him doesn't really go very well. Mike has his ideas. Lee has his completely different style. We all got different styles completely. So you can suggest things, but you still do your own thing at the end of the day.
So it's just 3 guys enjoying themselves, which is how racing should be.
Yeah, thoroughly. I've done 30 odd years of racing. I've been very, very lucky. I keep coming out because I enjoy it. I enjoy meeting the people and I enjoy the racing. And on the track, the blokes are really, really good as well. They're out to win the race themselves, but they're a little bit mindful of what else is going on around you.
Well, Dave, a race winner back a couple of years ago at Brands Hatch. So very capable pilot is Dave Ward. And he starts on row 3. He's got Miles Rudman alongside him, Nick Bridgman ahead of him on row 2 with Steve Whiteleg, and then Matthew Pape and Jack Parker on the front row of the grid. And the key point there is that Steve Whiteleg and Jack Parker, 2 front runners in the championship, have not had the rub of the green in the first 2 races, and they start towards the front. John Mickle there in orange and blue, very distinctive. Championship leader starts off the back of the grid because he scored more points in the first 2 races of today, and he's got his work to do here. Jack Parker and Matthew Pape lead them up towards the line, and they'll be keeping a keen eye on the lights and waiting for lights out, which go now. And away we go. It's a very good National Legends Cars Championship start, and it's Jack Parker that leads. Matthew Pape on the outside line. In red behind 66, Steve Whiteleg thinks about looking down the inside line. Miles Rudman goes right to the inside line. Then Mike Schlurp. Here we go, on board with Mike. Sean Smith right behind him. On the curbs they go. A little bit of contact with Mike Schlurp and 51 Paul Simmons, his teammate. And getting squeezed out there was Marcus Pett. Bill Reid going ahead of him. Bill starting from the gentleman's group, as it were, off the back. Again, if you're not confident in your car, or maybe in yourself at the meeting, you can elect to run off the back of the grid rather than risk going into the ballot for grid positions and drawing a front row. So there's no pressure on drivers to have to start at the front. It's something that you can elect to do. If you're a new driver, you have to start at the back anyway until you sort of find your feet, as it were. But the race leaders are through and safe. Much, much better conditions now that Storm Callum is well on its way elsewhere. And it's Jack Parker, the race leader, from Steve Whiteleg, who just nudges him there. And that's a little bit of contact. It's friendly contact, and it adds towards a thing called bump drafting, where if 2 cars are working together, in theory, they can go quicker. 2 cars will cut a bigger hole in the air and go quicker than a solitary car. So Whiteleg's thinking here is to try and do a little bit of bump drafting with Jack Parker, maybe pull away and then go for the lead. He's going for it now. Outside leg, round the outside, takes the lead from Jack Parker. Whiteleg leads, Parker second. Scrap on for 3rd place. Miles Rudman down the inside line of Matthew Pape. Sean Smith in the 21 is there as well. But it's from 3rd position on the grid, Steve Whiteleg, who's got the race lead. Matthew Pape passed by Sean Smith. The man from Marlow goes through into 4th place. Sean Smith vying for 3rd position in the championship with Miles Rudman and also Jack Parker. So those 3 guys very close together on circuit, as they have been for much of the year. But it's Steve Whiteleg. You'd be very brave to bet against Steve Whiteleg from here. Veteran Stephen of over 450 Legends starts in the National Championship. Mike Schlupp with a little damage on the back that we saw him pick up with that contact with his teammate. Goes through and past Dave Ward. Paul Simmons in behind as well, but it's Steve Whiteleg leading them along the straight. These Legends cars make a fine sight along this. That's a great shot coming along that straight. Schlupp, Ward, Simmons, then John Mickle from the back of the grid. Cy Harraway up ahead of Will Gibson, who's looking down the inside line with Nathan Anthony poised to maybe follow through on the inside line as well. I think Gibson's got that move covered there. Gibson, another relative newcomer in his first full season of Legends cars racing, Will Gibson. But we go back to Miles Rudman and Sean Smith. Down into the Hatchett's hairpin we go again. Smith trying to take a slightly tighter line, goes back out to the outside line to get a good run through Spitfires where they are now. Matthew Pape still following. Mike Schlupp running well up ahead of Dave Ward. Meant to ask Dave whether he'd actually rallycrossed here. He was talking about his previous racing experience, and that was in rallycross before coming into Legends. I think he might have been Legends racing longer than he was in rallycross now. I'm not quite sure about that, but we'll check that out next time we have a chat. And the number 5 car, from a commentator's point of view, you have to try and remember who's in the car, and particularly with the number 5 car this year, 3 drivers sharing the driving. As we mentioned, it was Mike Borner in races number 1, 2 and 3, yesterday's racing, as John Mickle looks up the inside line of Paul Simmons to tick off another place. Mike's son Lee also racing, as you heard in the interview, and Dave Ward taking over for today. There is Mike Schlupp, there is Dave Ward in the number 5, and John Mickle at the head of this group now with Will Gibson going through. Cy Harraway there too, with Nathan Anthony behind in the yellow Savannah. Jack Parker, although he was passed, I was going to say not losing ground on Steve Whiteleg, but by going out on the grass he'll lose a little bit of speed, and Whiteleg might be able to just stretch away a little bit as we approach the middle stage of this 3rd race of the day. Cy Harraway down the inside line of Will Gibson, chasing John Mickle in the Case Hill 4 car, the championship leader. Haraway really getting some racing experience under his belt now, and as I say, the fact that we had 5 first-time winners this year, we haven't had that for quite a few seasons, and it really is indicative of how Legends Cars is capturing the imagination of so many drivers now from different formulas, either short oval formulas, karting. People are realising that this is a very affordable, fun and competitive form of motorsport, which has its own world stage. As we mentioned before, the Legends points from each competing country are sent into INEX, the American organising board, and we have a World Points Championship as well as a World Championship race each year in the States on several different disciplines, including short oval legends. But there is Dave Ward, still up ahead of Cy Haraway, so Cy making progress through from the back of the field, having scored well in both of his 2 races so far, trying to get up into the top 10 of the championship, being this year's top newcomer in terms of scoring drivers. James Hall second in that, as we have a 3-way scrap here with Miles Rudman up ahead at the moment. Good battle on for the lead. The 3 cars battling it out for third. Matthew Pape gets a little moment on the grass. Sideways there for Sean Smith, who collects it up well. It's Rudman holding third place at the moment. Whiteleg not getting away from Parker despite that little moment. Then it's Mike Schlupp. Where is John Mickle in the number 4? He's behind Dave Ward. Then it's Paul Simmons and Nathan Anthony. Nathan trying to close down on those. So much experience in this field now. And I say the newcomers have done so well to grab so many wins this year. Will Gibbs. Problems for Bill Reid in the 67, stranded on track. Now, if that doesn't move, we might get a safety car, but we'll see how that pans out. As Marcus Pett on his recovery from that wide moment on lap 1 at the hairpin, already caught Nathan Anthony, waved yellows there. That car not, and there you go, safety car. The organisers very quick to send the safety car out on circuit. It closes things up. It was close already between Jack Parker, the yellow and blue car, and Steve Whiteleg in the 66. Steve, the man from Bury. Jack Parker, based in Wolverhampton. So we've got all demographics covered pretty much in terms of age and UK location for our drivers. The lights are out on the safety car. We're about to resume action here as we look along Speedway Straight for the 66. Steve Whiteleg. I tell you what, Steve didn't have a huge lead before the safety car, so he won't be that disappointed. He'll get a little bit of a breather. And Jack Parker in behind, with Miles Rudman in third place. Now, what Steve Whiteleg do in any other formula, you see loads of tyre weaving, and then when the car behind weaves, the lead car goes off. But Steve Whiteleg doesn't get that chance. He doesn't get to drop Jack Parker. They both make a very good restart. And Parker putting the pressure on. If anyone's missed out, it's probably Jack Parker, because Miles Rudman was further back. And they're all cleanly through the hairpin on the restart. Whiteleg followed by Parker, Miles Rudman in third position. Fourth place is Sean Smith, followed by Matthew Pape. Then it's Mike Schlupp, Paul Simmons, Cy Haraway in 83. Championship leader John Mickle in car number 4 is in behind. This is one of the passing places. Whiteleg contact from Jack Parker, and Whiteleg's off on the grass. Jack Parker from second place now. A little tiny piece of contact going through that corner, and Jack Parker's down towards the back. Nick Bridgman in front of him. James Hall-Wharton ahead of Nick. Now, where did Steve Whiteleg rejoin the track? That was looking like a potential first or second for Steve Whiteleg there. It's Sean Smith now the leader in white and red. Miles Rudman second. Matthew Pape third. Mike Schlupp, with that damage from turn 1 on lap 1, is in fourth position. Then Steve Whiteleg, followed by Paul Simmons. What a race. Do you know what? The place swapping you get in Legends, it puts so many so-called top-line championships in UK motor racing to shame. And now goes Rudman down the inside line. Rudman into the lead, on board with Mike Schlupp. That was Steve Whiteleg coming towards us, locks up. Now it's Rudman in the lead from Sean Smith. Into Spitfires they go. Matthew Pape third. Mike Schlupp still very much in the mix in the K-Seal car. Number 3. Here we come again then, around Debeni corner, and heading down towards the new Clubman's corner, which is here. We've seen so many passes here, and Sean Smith back into the lead, but overcooks it. Rudman repasses him. Smith gets opposite lock, sorts out the wheels, gets the car back in a straight line and recovers for second place, but loses a couple of legs. Steve Whiteleg is fourth. Then it's Paul Simmons, followed by John Mickle. Mickle stealthily working his way through the field. What a race we've got here. Absolutely thrilling Legends Cars racing as ever. And I think, well, just Jack Parker! Parker spins off onto the grass. It is just not his weekend, Jack Parker. Problems for him. He rejoins down towards the rear end of the field. So let's just take stock now. It's Miles Rudman leading Sean Smith in second place. Paul Simmons having a go at Steve Whiteleg here, the black 51 on the outside of the 66. Paul dives to the inside ahead of John Mickle. Change for the lead again in the offing. Sean Smith hard on the brakes on the inside, rides the curbs there. Miles Rudman holds on to the lead. And then it's Matthew Pate, the top three. We've got 2 threes really, first, second and third. And then fourth, fifth and sixth. Steve Whiteleg here. And there's Jack Parker, sadly on the grass. And Dave Ward has a half gyration as well, but fires up very quickly. Sean Smith challenges for the lead, looks to the outside line. Rudman's still there. I tell you what, it's more than 2 trios now because they're all bunching up, and it's virtually the whole field in a line. As we watch Nathan Anthony, Mike Schlupp there is still gunning for it, as Cy Haraway leads Will Gibson a little bit further down the order. Remember, Cy scored well in the 2 races, looking to make progress and come through the field. But out front, it's still Miles Rudman and Sean Smith. The top 3 actually still are on their own. They've got a little bit of breathing space. And I tell you what, Steve Whiteleg getting a 4th place here. It could have been a lot worse for him, but P4 it is at the moment as they cross the line. And Matthew Pate having a run around the outside, gets his nose into second. He gets his nose in front as they come down into the hairpin, but he's going to get hung out on the outside line. And look at that, 3 wide through turn 1, and Sean Smith read that well, goes through, contact with Pate, who spins. Rudman holds on to second, and Steve Whiteleg is up to third, but Pate is turned around and finds himself further down the order. Incidentally, we've lost Bill Reid. He's a retirement in this one, but back on track comes Matthew Pape in the 24, and Steve Whiteleg's caught the leaders now, so it's still 3 cars for the lead, but Steve Whiteleg up with Miles Rudman and starting to put pressure on him, and John Mickle right behind him. And as I said before, Mickle really only needs to track Steve Whiteleg over the remaining races, 6 races of the season, 1 non-finish. Will put a big dent in his championship hopes though, and he knows that, so he won't want to take any undue risks. He really needs 2 non-finishes, I guess, to level things up on the points, such as the lead that he's amassed in the championship over the season so far. But Steve Whiteleg here challenging for second place after that off earlier on, and goes on the inside line now of Miles Rudman side by side as they go across the line, and surely the 66 car is going to convert this to second place. He's got his nose in front, they brake, they're going to turn in a moment now into Hatchett's. Whiteleg second, Miles Rudman is third. 4th position, John Mickle now ahead of Paul Simmons. We've got the 3 Mickle Motorsport cars, and Miles Rudman slowing. The 7 car is slowing. He's passed by 1, 2 cars. Now Nathan Anthony goes past him as well. Rudman's going to be bitterly disappointed with that. Fighting for 3rd place in the championship, as was Jack Parker. 3rd place is now advantage championship-wise to Sean Smith, who leads the race, and he's under pressure from Steve Whiteleg. There's fighting everywhere. This is midfield. Marcus Pett busy chasing Nathan Anthony. Marcus Pett, I think, benefited from the safety car after that moment at turn 1 on lap 1, and has come back with real grit, Marcus Pett. Huge, tall lad he is. I don't know how he fits in the Legends car, but some people, I've had actually people say they're too tall for Legends, but come and meet Marcus Pett. He gets in and he drives the socks off of it and takes wins, does Marcus. And here they come then on the far side of the track once again, heading down in towards Honda Corner, and it's Sean Smith still out front from Steve Whiteleg. Whiteleg battling for every championship point that he can get. Outside leg again, down into the hairpin, can't quite get the move done. Is it going to be the cutback? Look at that, wily racing there from Steve Whiteleg. Pops his nose on the inside line. He had a good entry into the corner, but Sean Smith is equal to it at the minute, so Smith holds on to the race lead. Superb stuff. It's the Marlow man leading the Berry man here at the moment. Whiteleg's going to have another go. Here we come around to Benny Bend. Is he going to get the run into the Clubman's corner here? It's a wide line from Whiteleg again, but he's got John Mickle right with him as well. The top 2 in the championship, chasing the man who I think might be 3rd in the standings after this race. We'll have to get the abacus out and check all that. Paul Simmons, the leading Masters driver, he's there in 4th position at the moment. Simmons trying to claim the Masters title again, but on board with Whiteleg. Looking back, his arch rival John Mickle right behind. What a battle these two have had so far this year. Case-Hill Cataclean car still piling the pressure on the lead too, and Sean Smith soaking up all the pressure at the moment from Steve Whiteleg. Here we come through Honda, out of Honda now, down across the grid lines, across the stripe. They go on to the last lap here, 1.5 miles to go of the sixth and final Legends race of the weekend. Whiteleg goes to the outside lines. He's going to go for a cheeky cutback again. You see how hard he works the car on the brakes there. And now, can he get the cut back? I think Sean Smith's wise to him at the moment. Smith leads, Whiteleg second. Mike Schlupp's having a go to try and get up a position here. Dicing up, in fact, it was Marcus Pett making up the position there on Mike Schlupp. But fine racing with Nathan Anthony in behind as well. Nathan followed by Will Gibson. Here's the battle for the lead. And Steve Whiteleg, I thought was going to look at the inside line there. The camera angle was just not misleading there, but just gave us the wrong impression as the 21 car, Sean Smith, is still there from Steve. I tell you what, Whiteleg's all over the back of him at the moment, with Mickle still in third, Paul Simmons in fourth. And look at Whiteleg, wider line there, looking to gain extra speed on the exit of the corner. He's got his nose up alongside, he's got the overlap, and the next corner is going to favour him on the inside line. Whiteleg's going to grab the lead, side by side, and here's the view. That's the view of Steve Whiteleg getting the race lead, but it's not over yet because Mickle's coming up. Mickle challenging Sean Smith, and that could help Steve Whiteleg having pressure on the second place driver. Steve Whiteleg takes the win. Sean Smith just second ahead of John Mickle with Paul Simmons in fourth. Marcus Pett in fifth place. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what Legends racing is all about and why we love it so much. The race fans here at Pembrey, a massive crowd for this meeting, enjoying the racing. Steve Whiteleg's win from Sean Smith and John Mickle. Paul Simmons fourth from Marcus Pett, Mike Schlupp, then Nathan Anthony. Si Haraway eighth from Will Gibson, and James Hall-Morton completing the top 10. 11th goes to Nick Bridgman. From 12th place, Matthew Pape and Dave Ward. Jack Parker recovering for 14th, fastest lap to Will Gibson.
Steve, that was a bit of a comeback.
Yeah, that was a great race. I really enjoyed it.
Congratulations on the win. Tell us about the comeback drive and also what happened when you went off.
Had a couple of comings together, but basically it's just racing. We got a bit tight, gets a bit cut and thrust out there, and trying to work our way back through after being involved, shall we say. That's all part and parcel of the fun of Legends, and it was really good. Enjoyed it.
Nice one. Many congratulations.
Thank you. Cheers.
Sean, congratulations on a great podium in the final. Obviously third yesterday, and we didn't catch up to you, so not a bad weekend.
Yeah, no, we had a first race was good. The second race had a few issues, got caught up in other people's problems, and today was, last race today, very good.
Great race with Steve Whiteleg as well.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to race with people like that. Everyone's very close at the end, so he just had that little bit more right at the end.
We look forward to seeing you at Brands Hatch. Well done on today.
Excellent, thank you, cheers.
John, congratulations, another podium, a great result, more good points.
Yeah, no, it's nice to bring it home in the top three. We started at the back, and all we've got to do is finish close to Steve, and that's 30 points, so that's not too bad. We've just got to do that every race, and as I say, keep finishing, and we'll be there at the end.
The programme that we put together, we've been talking to you a lot, we've been talking to Steve a lot, and that's indicative of how the championship's going at the business end between you two.
I think it was, and halfway through the season there was 4 or 5 cars in for the shout, but they just got a little bit of inconsistency in too many DNFs, and it just left me and Steve on our own. But it's a shame really, because it'd be nice to have a 3 or 4 way battle than a 1 and 2 car battle. But as I said to you before, first you win, you must finish, and me and Steve have been doing that more than the rest.
John Mickle, the man who leads the championship heading to Brands Hatch. Steve Whiteleg second from Sean Smith and Miles Rudman. Jack Parker in fifth. Paul Simmons in sixth, and top Masters driver ahead of Will Gibson and Marcus Pett, Nathan Anthony and Si Haraway.
Our penultimate event for the 2018 National Legends Cars Championship is complete. John Mickle takes the championship lead with him to the final event of the year at Brands Hatch, with Steve Whiteleg still trying to hunt him down. We hope that you'll join us for that finale from Brands Hatch next time. In the meantime, bye for now. Take care.